Righto, let's send it and see, eh? Too easy, too easy, until you stop. Got the whole place to myself. How awesome. You straight up, guys, straight up. Straight over in the sand. The big bike loved it. Alrighty guys, big red's behind us, which means it's time to push on, see how far out into the desert I can get. Oh, is that water? Oh, that's nuts. It's much hotter going already, just messing around on the top of the dune there, doing a few things, so layers might come off pretty quick. But the bike on the sand's much better than I was expecting. It went straight up there without any trouble, and I thought it might give me some grief. So anyway, we're one dune in out of 1,099 to go across. We're not going all the way, but yeah, we'll see how it goes from here. Two down. I could count every one of them to you. It's going to be an experience just getting used to the way the bike handles. Try not to go too quick because there's whoops, I don't want to break anything. So far, so good. This is officially the furthest I've been into the desert in some years, because when I was out here last year with my family, we only came to the second dune and then turned around. So since I think 1997 I was out here, this will be officially the furthest in I've been. I don't think I need to hit them as hard as I am. I'm getting up them quite easy. I think this eager anticipation to be here is causing me to go a bit quicker than I need to. So it's 20 kilometres from Big Red to Air Creek. That's my first goal, is to, if I was struggling to try to get to Air Creek, I really, really want to get to Popple. And I'll just have to see how I go with the bike. I can't believe how smooth it's going. I expected it to be considerably harder than that on the dunes. That's to say, I know as you go further across, and you get to the west of Popple, it's relentless. There's just sand the whole way, and there's no clay pans in between to have a rest. Oh, that one was a bit of a deep one. And I've heard that's where you get worn out. So early on, only half a dozen dunes in, it's hard to understand really probably what it's going to be like after a full day's riding in here. I can imagine, you know, that's going to wear you out pretty quick. And I should have ate before I left Birdsville, but I was just too damn excited to get out here and wanted to make a mile. So I'm probably going to run out of energy pretty early and cramp up, I'd imagine, but let's see how we go. Good to get that out of the way early, I guess. I just had my first little get off, very low speed, just crested the dune, and I missed that the dune had a turn in the top, so I've wiped up too much speed, and then that's put me off the side of the track into some deep sand, and it just grabbed me and rode it into the side of the dune. That was that. So the bike's heavy to pick up. It's manageable, but it's heavy and it zaps the energy. It's certainly warmed me up. And if I go down again, when I go down again, I'll be looking to lose a few layers, I think. So I'm still fairly rugged up from when I left this morning. I did take my jumper off at Birdsville, but I think I could even afford to go just back down to my basic riding gear out here. There's not the cold breeze out here that there was this morning or most of the day, so you're tucked in between these dunes, I guess. So all I'm really getting is the 24, mid-20s sunshine rather than that cool breeze. So I'll keep pushing on, and if I go down again, when I'll look into changing my tyre a little bit. I think third gear is probably just a little too much. And you see, there's these turns that you got to lose your speed to make the turn. You lose too much speed, you lose that front wheel, and down you go. So, and mind you, I've already done 420 k's to Birdsville and then another 35 out here. So I've had a fairly long day already on the bike. So we'll just poke along. Now I'm doing 60 k's an hour, so if I can do that for 2 or 3 hours, I should make some good ground. Also, my bike's a bit unweighted because I dropped the jerry can out at Inaminka that I didn't bring it with me because I'm not going to need that range. But I've got one side jerry can full, so yeah, there's 4.5 kilos on one side of the bike that's not on the other, so I'm fighting that a little bit too. I'm noticing when it does dive, it wants to dive to that right hand side where that fuel is. So just as soon as I can get that out of that pannier, I think that'll be going into the rear tank just to try and get the balance on the bike back somewhat. back. These ones, I've sat, which is probably a big mistake, but we got around it, we got away with it. Sometimes just shifting that weight to help make the bike change direction can get you out of trouble. Take a little breather, sit down, let the legs have a rest. Can't believe the whoops are crazy, like the bike's handling them well, but yeah, they don't let you get any speed up, and if you do, they're not forgiving. They throw the back of the bike up. And you see how an ill-prepared bike or even an overloaded 4B, you break it pretty easy in here. And there's the markers. So the bloke at the servo, he allegedly is a ranger out here, and he's telling me the mile markers every 5 kilometres, just to help you understand roughly where you're at, how you're tracking. I told him I've got mapping and stuff, so it's not too bad, but another point of reference certainly doesn't hurt, especially if for some reason the electronic version goes down. You can revert those mile markers back to the paper map and figure out where you are pretty easily, hopefully. The temptation is to back off down the dunes, but you kind of got to keep that weight back and the throttle on a little, just so it doesn't bite the front wheel in and wash away on you. And it looks like I'm catching a 4B by the look of it. That'll be interesting when it comes time to go around it. Taking some pressure off the back and the legs when there's the opportunity to. Maybe I'm seeing things, maybe it wasn't a four-wheel drive, maybe I'm just seeing shit. Thought I saw a four-wheel drive in June ahead of me. Maybe not. Beautiful green between the dunes, and I imagine towards Air Creek that's going to probably going to increase even. Maybe I was seeing things because I have not seen that four-wheel drive again since, so maybe a bit fatigued and starting to make up things in my mind. Maybe I just wanted to see a four-wheel drive. No, I'm not alone. Oh, don't launch off the top. Rightio. Whoa, not too hard on the brakes. Welcome to Air Creek, guys, I think. It's telling me I'm 117 metres away, or 70 metres, so but this looks pretty creaky to me. Oh, there's the neutral. I'd say that's it, guys. That's the mighty raging Air Creek in the Simpson Desert. Not much at the moment. And there's signs for detour. So I'd say that's it. And when she floods, mate, that's you can scoot down there. There's a bit of a detour, or it's a 60k round detour, I think. So pretty glad she's not in flood at the moment. Alrighty. Alright, well I might take the opportunity while there's a bit of shade, not really, to lose some gear because I'm getting pretty hot. Rightio, so I've just decluttered and got some gear off, so I'm a bit cooler. So just done that in the shade of the trees at Air Creek. So that is the first 20 kilometres down. And going off the HEMA, it's 86 kilometres from here to Popples. So if it's as easy as the first 20, what's that? 4 more 20. So hopefully a couple more hours I might be able to knock it over. If I can't knock it over today, I'll shoot for it first thing tomorrow morning, get that photo at the post, and then run back as quickly as I can, I guess. I've brought way too much fuel. I was unsure how far out it was exactly, and I didn't want to be left short. Oh, this could be Air Creek here too. Oh, there's some big drops for you. That looks like what I've seen in videos before with water in it. So, yeah, could have been. Anyway, could be a few bits to it. So yeah, I'll push on, and if I can't get there before it starts to get too late in the day, I'll set up camp and try to do that while it's daylight. I don't want to be setting up in the dark. Yeah, get that photo at the post and then turn around and head back. But across these clay pans, yeah, you can tell it's been wet. They're chopped up a bit from a few vehicles that obviously drove them in the wreck. There's obviously been a lot since because it's flattened out a bit, but geez, it's a shame I can't go all the way. It's a real shame. If I knew it wasn't going to rain, I'd go for it. But if I got to Mount Dare tomorrow, nah, see, I can't get Mount Dare to Inaminka in a day. That's too far. It's way too far. Apparently a bloke crossed in the last few days on a bike, did it from Mount Dare to Birdsville in 11 hours. But then it's another 5.5 hours after that to Inaminka. And I mean, if it rains Tuesday like it's supposed to, I seen that road coming over today. I don't want to be trying to ride that when it's wet. So the desert ain't going anywhere. She's beautiful. She'll be here another time. Hopefully with this video series I'll be able to inspire some of my mates, or at least somebody, to put their hand up and come out with me. Because if you're an adventure rider, this is an adventure rider's paradise. Oh, this one is chopped up to the max. Have a go at it. Holy heck. Can't argue with that Motor's tractionator. She digs in the sand. It was standing start and off we went. That was the worst tune I've seen so far as being chopped up goes. Hopefully we don't see too much of that. It's alright if you can stay on the wheel tracks. It's if you get off track and get into the soft stuff in the middle, God, that stuff just like a handbrake, it pulls you up. And then you can't tell what you're going to get till you crest. You could carry the speed over and there'd be a bloody 90-degree corner, or if you you don't hit it hard enough and then you need that momentum to get you out of it, you've already used it up. Feeling much better now. I've lost a few layers. I had way too much on. I even had a pair of jeans on for the ride over, which was good. Meant I wasn't cold at all. But yeah, as soon as the wind died off and the heart rate's up and the adrenaline's up and she got hot quick. Oh, turn. Now, if last thing night in Inaminka is anything to go by, tonight out here is going to be bloody freezing. So probably be a few layers on. Hopefully I'll be able to find a little bit of gear and make a small fire. You know, what's camping if you haven't got a fire, right? Doesn't need to be huge, just something. I don't need a fire to cook. So, big one. Yeah, I don't need a fire to cook, but it'd be nice to have something to look at. Now I imagine the further away I go from Air Creek, the less likely I am to find a source of timber or anything even remotely decent to light a fire. But anyway, we'll see how we get on. Well guys, that's a premature end of my day, I think. Not what I wanted to see, but that's a very flat tyre. Alright, I'm gonna have to fix it. At least I can get out of here, eh? Oh, what a day. Yeah, pulled up and made a bit of a camp. Gone well longer than I would have liked. If you have a look, the sun is down behind that sand dune. I was making really good time, and then I managed to get a pinch flat on the rear, which took a little time to fix up. Obviously running too low a pressure for the weight in the back. I've got way too much fuel. I've realised I don't need that much fuel to get to Popple, but anyway, I've got it. It's better to have it than not need it, and you know, all that. Pretty beat. Big day on the bike. I'm going to find some firewood and try and make a little fire and cook some dinner, and I'll talk to you soon. Alrighty, we've got a bit of a camp going. A small fire, nothing out of control. It's just enough to keep the bugs away, I guess. Keep me a little bit warm and entertained. And moving on to tonight's main course, I guess. Might as well get into it early while there's a little bit of light left. I've got a black country, or back country rather, cuisine. Just going to cook it up on a little stove, boil some water. You put some water in the packet, and then you sit back and Bob's your uncle. So we'll hook in and we'll get that done and get fed, I think. Alright, we're all go here. We got the water on. Once that gets a bit of a boil going, we'll toss it in the packets and give them a stir and wait the obligatory 15 minutes or so. And then we'll have dinner, I guess. In the meantime, just getting a little fire going. There's not much else to do out here. Cook your dinner and prep your bike for the next day and go to bed. Nice and early. Got a bit on tomorrow. Rightio.